All right, now listen up, America. You know NC got a lot to say. And today, we talking about the NFC East, baby. The land of big egos, bigger payrolls, and the loudest fan bases this side of the Mississippi. And let me tell you something right now. In 2025, this division is about to be straight mayhem. I'm talking tension, turnovers, touchdowns, and Twitter beefs. And that's just week three. So buckle up, because here's why the NFC East gonna be the NFL's most chaotic division this season. Now, first up, let's talk about them flying high Eagles. The Super Bowl champs. They got the parade, they got the confetti, and they got Sirianni holding that Lombardi trophy like it's his firstborn child. But don't get too comfy, Philly, cause while that offense might still be rolling like a Tesla on autopilot, that defense, man, that thing got more holes than Swiss cheese. You lost Darius Slay Jr., shut down corner, gone. Sayonara. Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham. Them boys been anchoring the pass rush. And the Kobe Dean, your young lion in the middle. He limping into the season with a torn patellar tendon. Now, you did try to patch it up. Brought in Adoree Jackson, Josh Uche, Aziz Ojulari. That's cool. But those are Band-Aids, not bulletproof vests. And in the NFC East, you gonna need armor, baby. Let's ride down to Dallas real quick. Jerry World, you know they always talking about this is our year, but this time, they might be right and wrong at the same time. Why? Because this Cowboys team is a glass cannon. Beautiful. Explosive. But fragile. Dak Prescott, he's throwing like a man on a mission. You know what time it is. Contract year. Criticism coming from every angle. And he got CeeDee Lamb, and now George Pickens out wide, like two pit bulls ready to feast. That offense got bite. But let me remind y'all, every time Dallas gets hyped, something breaks. Could be their O-line, could be their spirit, could be Mike McCarthy's playbook. But something gon' give, especially with all these shootouts coming. And don't forget, that defense lost a general, Dan Quinn gone to Washington. Now you're asking someone else to scheme up stops when your main rival got a Super Bowl hangover and your other rival. Well, we gon' talk about them Commanders next. Let me say this now, Jaden Daniels. That young man is a problem. He got that Lamar Jackson fluidity with that Justin Herbert poise. And the Commanders finally got themselves a QB that don't look lost after the first read. Eric Bieniemy staying on staff means continuity. You got Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, and a two-headed backfield that can run, catch, and block. That offense? It's got juice, man. And with Dan Quinn in the building now, that defense finna get nasty. Here's the kicker. Washington don't care who you are. You could be the Eagles with a shiny new trophy, or the Cowboys with all the hype in Texas. The Commanders coming for blood. They might be the most unpredictable team in the league, and that's why chaos follows them like a shadow. Now don't think I forgot about the New York Giants. Brian Daboll still coaching like he got something to prove. But let me be honest, man. This team, it's either going to surprise everybody or finish dead last by week 10. Daniel Jones is the biggest wild card in the league right now. One day, he looked like a franchise QB. Next day, he out there playing like he allergic to the red zone. But they got Malik Neighbors now. That boy's electric. If he clicks, this team gonna ruin somebody's playoff hopes. Mark my words. And that defense still got dogs. Kevin Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. They ain't gonna be pushovers. But can they hold up in a division where every game feels like a heavyweight bout? That's the real question. Now here's why I'm calling this the most chaotic division in the league. Quarterback volatility. Dak trying his critics. Daniels looking like the future. Jones one bad month away from the bench. And Jalen Hurts. He got to carry a defense that might fold on him. Coaching shuffle. Dan Quinn defected to Washington. Brian Johnson taking full control of Philly's offense. Mike McCarthy still calling plays in Dallas. Lord help M. In division wars, these ain't just rivalries. These are blood feuds. Cowboys-Eagles, that's personal. Commanders-Giants, always unpredictable. Eagles-Commanders, you already know it's finna be spicy. Playoff implications. One bad loss and you go from first place to third. Every week gon' matter. Ain't gonna be no coasting into January. Media pressure. This division stays in the spotlight. Every drop pass is a headline. Every blown lead is a talk show debate. Injury variables are game changers. Every team in the NFC East has key players coming off injuries or with injury concerns. Jalen Hurts has battled through nagging issues in the past. Nakobe Dean is rehabbing, and Daniel Jones is one bad hit away from IR. Health could end up deciding the division more than talent. 2. Contract drama lurks over the division. Dak Prescott's future in Dallas is uncertain with no long-term extension signed. Saquon Barkley has moved on from the Giants, and A.J. Brown's contract situation could become tense in 2026. The distraction of negotiations and looming exits will only raise the chaos level. 3. The NFC East has the most primetime games. This division leads the league in scheduled primetime matchups in 2025. That means more eyes, more pressure, more drama, and every misstep gets amplified. Players and coaches are under the national spotlight nearly every week. 4. Coaching hot seats are heating up. Mike McCarthy's job is far from secure if the Cowboys fail again. Brian Daboll is under pressure to prove 2022 wasn't a fluke. Even Nick Sirianni could be questioned if Philly's defense collapses and they underperform. 1 or 2 losses could trigger serious organizational changes. 5. Rivalries fuel chaos. Like no other division, this division features the longest-running rivalries in the NFL. Cowboys-Eagles, Giants-Washington. Those games bring a level of hate and unpredictability unmatched anywhere else. Even if one team is rebuilding, they will play spoiler just for pride. 6. The playoff format creates more chaos with only one first-round bye. The fight for playoff seeding is tighter than ever. Every game in the division becomes a must-win. Expect Week 18 to include win-or-go-home scenarios for at least 2 NFC East teams. Jaden Daniels in DC and Malik Neighbors in New York are being handed the keys to their respective franchises. The learning curve will be steep, and with higher expectations, the outcomes will be volatile. 8. Media noise and fan pressure is insane. No division faces more external noise than the NFC East. SBN F. Wayne. Headline material daily. Fan bases of headline material. That pressure can crush young talent or inspire greatness. 9. Defensive regression is inevitable in Philly. You simply don't lose 5 defensive starters and stay light. The chemistry, communication, and leadership will take time to rebuild. That window creates opportunity for other teams to strike early in the season. 10. Offense wins games, but defense wins divisions in this division. Shootouts are common, but whoever makes the most stops will win the crown. If Dan Quinn can transform Washington's defense, or if the Giants' front 7 steps up, they'll have the edge no one expects. 11. Rookie mistakes will decide crucial games. Expect late-game interceptions, blown coverages, and coaching blunders, especially from the younger squad. That's where the chaos peaks. Games being decided in the final 2 minutes by a rookie mistake or a missed field goal. 12. The trap game threat is real. Every team in the NFC East has the ability to beat any other team on a given Sunday. There are no guaranteed wins. The team that underestimates a weaker divisional rival will pay dearly. 13. Trade deadline may shake things up. If any of these teams are close to contention, expect aggressive trade deadline moves. Jerry Jones, in particular, isn't shy. A big-name acquisition or departure could completely flip the script mid-season. 14. Emotional games lead to discipline issues, penalties, ejections, fights. It's all part of NFC East football. Emotional energy often boils over. The most disciplined team will have a massive edge in tight contests. 15. Off-season moves created volatile chemistry. Plug and play doesn't always work. The Eagles signed a bunch of veterans on one-year deals. The Cowboys brought in new faces on both sides. It might work, or it might combust under the pressure. Now look, I ain't got a crystal ball, but here's what unsees. Eagles still make the playoffs. That offense is just too lethal, even if the defense backslides. Cowboys will either win the division or crash and burn in Week 17. Ain't no in between. Commanders are the spoiler-turned-contender. They go knock somebody out the race, Giants. They got talent, but it's all about execution. If Daniel Jones takes that leap, they gon' shake things up. Bottom line, this ain't your grandma's NFC East. This 2025 version, it's a whole different animal. And come December, don't be surprised if all four teams still in the hunt. And every game feel like a playoff showdown. So get your popcorn ready, America, cause the NFC East gonna be box office. Shannon Sharp.